Mfundishi13 CrystalSun. I'm here today on a video called Sports. What is sports and what have sports done for us as a people? I mean, sports are players. Sports is a game, and it correlates with game, which means lie, like someone run game on you. So as a early teen, you know, most of us is brought up in the household from the television, watching the game. And from the elementary setting on to middle school, high school, the vital question is, who do you want to be? So our options was stolen from a mental state, because we was always showed athletes, whether basketball, football, baseball, hockey. It was always athletes. So every child, from our culture, from our setting, our gene pool has been mentally hijacked, because now all we visualize is these athletes. So what do these athletes do? They take a ball, they put it in a hole, which is the basketball rim. With this football, you get the ball, you run, tackle. Baseball, you know, you get a bat and you're swinging at a ball. So the reward for these games are a championship. You know, football, you get the trophy. Basketball, you get the ring. And baseball is like a form of a trophy. So when you get these rings, it's like a form of marriage, you know. So sports has been there for us because it pays us well. So when you think about, well, they make these millions, they make these billions, and it don't show globally around the world. It doesn't show within our setting. It's like, well, okay, you come from that hood that you saw me grow up in. So where is the result? How come it's not showing? Well, I'm here to tell you why these athletes and these dynasties don't show their wealth. They don't show their wealth towards our situations. Number one, I'm not looking forward to them to help, because that is their money. That's what they dreamed of. So when you're making this type of money, when you're on this type of status, they have less time than us, because they're on that rush. They have to be in different states, different countries, interviews. And to keep a plan running like this, the last thing that they want is them engaging in situations of their own kind. Now, most of us probably take that as racial. Some people say, well, that's how the business is ran. So, you know, overall speaking, I don't think sports is an outlet. I wouldn't recommend parents to teach their kids to go to the NFL, MLB, NHL. I wouldn't recommend that. I would say we need more of a power structure, police, judge, lawyer, more of us making choices for us, rather us becoming famous with all this wealth, unhappy, and then later down the line, we always catch this rape charge. So honestly speaking, sports, and not to discredit my brothers, because they do have a talent, and with that being said, that talent was for you and your family. That talent is the same talent from 1980, 1990, and so on. Nothing changes. So it's a game, and I feel like we should pick another viewing, another outlet. You know, sports is what it is. You know, it's not gonna elevate us as a people. It's not intended to do that. So I don't watch sports. I don't give it as much time that I used to give it. You know, yes, I do have favorite athletes. Football. It was Champ Bailey. Basketball, Allen Iverson. So you know, I know about being in that world and giving them so much time, energy, and money, buying jerseys. You know, you never meet these people. It's like you just giving them your all. So I would say you should think twice before you go to a family gathering and sit down and watch these games, or go to the games, because the diet there is popcorn, hot dogs, soda. So you don't want to be around that type of setting. You know, these athletes are highly paid. You know, they are living that life. As a people, we have to fix up our areas. So I would say, yes, it can be managed to a point where they don't have the time to circulate towards us. I would say that they do, because they could give the funds to another family member to show it towards us. So, you know, it's a lot of outlets, it's a lot of resources that we do have, and we act like we don't have it, unless they're just one of those that feel like, well, since I made it to this level and no one helped me, why should I give towards those in the neighborhoods that I come from, while they are still stealing, robbing, killing, and doing X, Y, Z. You know, a lot of people ask, like, how can we have so many billionaires of our race and we have so many ghettos? A lot of people say that they're under this, under this code, or, which can be true. I look at it as that, we should have our own sports. We should keep that dollar circulating within us versus going to the NFL when we are the NFL. We are the NBA versus us going to the NBA. All the owners are Jewish. NBA, NFL, MLB, all Jewish owners. So they dictate the plays, they dictate the salary, the TV message, they decide the Super Bowl day, they decide the jerseys, the logos. We just out there breaking our bodies and getting paid and setting the same records that's been set for years to come. So, when you deeply think about it, it's grown men playing this game, and what I see from, I won't say all of them, I say that the ones that invest their money and the ones that give to their so-called kind towards their area, they don't get viewed as much versus the ones that's buying the platinum chains, the ones that's buying the Bentleys, the Ferrari. Those are the ones that they advertise purposely to have us thinking that once we get money, we act like we never had nothing, or we get the monies and just splurge. So I see that as systematic. I don't think all of my brothers are mentally drained. I'm speaking on sports as a whole. I think we should pick another field, because the football field, the basketball court, it hasn't really done much for us. It has done abundantly for us money-wise. Do we see the money as much? Let's be honest. So, do we have a school? Dr. Umar Johnson, was recently building a school. I know there's several athletes that could have reached out. I don't know how many athletes actually helped him. He's on a 15-year run, to build a school. I know that they build Whole Foods grocery store less than 3 years. They could build the next Target in the next 4 years. So what's taking him so long is that he don't have the outside help. He's getting help from the views and the viewers, and these so-called athletes aren't pitching in. So no, I'm not blaming them. I'm just making an example. So, we get this money, and now it's questioned, where is this money going? Is it going towards us, or is it going to the Bentleys, the Range Rovers, and so on? So I made this video to make you think about sports prior to you signing your kids up to sports. Boxing too, boxing is a deadly weapon too towards us, because it's two men in the ring, two black men fighting, getting paid for the money. I think we should choose another route as a people to see a difference, because we only doing it really to benefit other people. Because you could pay me $20 million and the owner gets $170 million. That wealth gap will always be spaced, because I will never catch up, because I'm not even getting paid close to you. So we need to find a way, or have a way, where we pick the fights, we pick we just pick everything. Just like they pick everything, we pick everything. So that's how I see it. Yes, it is a wealthy game to have an outlet, to have a different life, a better life, which we think that it is. Because, you can have the money, you can have, travel the world, and it's under someone telling you what to do. That's what we have to get from that mind state. We want the money and no one telling us what to do. We getting this money, then they telling us what to do, and then when you don't listen, you get the rape case. So this is Mfundishi13 CrystalSun on sports. Be wise when you choose your occupation, when you tell your kids, your children, nieces, nephews, there is other ways to be successful besides carrying a basketball, catching a football, or swinging a baseball bat, or putting on boxing gloves. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat. Let's get some motive. Let's get some strength, power. Let's do the operation that deals with guns. Planes, pilots. Sports are always gonna be there. Mfundishi13 CrystalSun.